two lumens enter Lumen's Gate, and were never seen again. Oh my goodness, that was great!
Were you even listening?
Nope, I zoned out halfway through. Well, to me, this story sounds like a complete fake. Huh? What makes you say that? The lumens are going extinct. In fact, seeing two of them in the same room's a miracle on its own, let alone siblings. Oh, the lumens are going extinct. Don't you dare believe a word this one says. She has a tendency to spout her own language. I don't know. Lumens? Lumen's Gate? And Levi? Those are all my theories. Ugh, I've already been given the Levi lecture. Thank you. Where does this junk even come from, anyway? I never heard any of this on Burgundy. It's called the Meyer theory, and it's kinda everywhere. I'm honestly surprised you haven't heard of it. Oh, now that I've heard of. That name doesn't get much praise where I'm from. And frankly, I'm surprised anyone would believe something with the word theory attached to it. It's not really a theory. Well, it was one until Symbols began testing it out, and the theory was proven to be true. But the name stuck, so people still call it the Meyer theory. You're serious? Just stop. Pixie and I are going to bed. We can't take any more of this. Hey, dude, your kid isn't on your head. Huh? I don't know what kind of joke that is, but I don't find it very funny. Where is she? Where did she go? I didn't set her down, did I? We've searched this entire row. We've searched this room 3 times. Are you sure she's not in another room? I'm positive! Pixie can barely move on her own, let alone open doors. If she's not in here, then she's been symbol-napped. Oh, no wonder they didn't help look. They think they're so sneaky. Well, I'll show them. Whoa, that's kind of jumping to conclusions. Don't go there quite yet. If a symbol did take her, I doubt they had malicious intent. Maybe Pixie asked someone to take her out of the room? No, Pixie has never... What's that music? Pixie has never spoken to anyone but me, and even then, she's barely told me anything ever since I found her. Where is that coming from? It's coming from there. I can't think. Beginner. Whoever's making that racket, I need you to... Pixie! Ma'am? Is she okay? Look who finally got her to sleep.
I know. Normally I have Inti to help me, but he's still downstairs.
Does anyone know what's taking them so long? I heard the music stop a few minutes ago. Yeah, they're probably on their way back up by now.
Wait, volume? What are you doing?
Getting taller than Wi-Fi. Ah! I'm gonna go check on them. How did you make it? The music, I mean. Well, Charcoal generously provided the instruments, and the rest was him, interest emotes, and Pixie's voices. You didn't sing? No, ma'am. I'm afraid I don't share their talent for that sort. Your daughter did great, though. She's not mine, but thank you. You did really good, too. Thank you. Alright, guys. Y'all okay? Is there anything I can do? I'm good. Y'all? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm quite fine, Starbird. I have one note. Hi, sorry, you startled me. What do you need? Just about the Star Manor's doorways. They are a bit small.
Dude, Love Emote could barely fit in the door.
You get the picture. Especially since there's a Levi on one of the other teams. I used that term right, didn't I? Yeah, that was good. Okay, bigger doorways. Got it. What about you, Pentagram? Anything you need? Not really. I guess I just wanted to say thank you. I'm not sure what I expected when I signed up for a summer camp hosted by an alien, but I was pleasantly surprised. So, thanks. It's no problem. Good night. Good night. No, but I'm telling you, she's a cosmic. My dad literally works with one. I don't know. Personally, I prefer the term Starbird. Oh, fine. I'm gonna go ask her. Shooting star, there's cartoon logic incoming. Cartoon what? What is your species called? Cosmics? I knew it! Woo, yeah, finally getting around to this video. So this video has been on my upload schedule for the past 6 months. It's just been getting pushed back because there's been so many other videos that I want to get out first. And so finally, 6 months in, we're here. So behind the scenes talk. Woo! I'm not gonna be using text for this because it would take forever to write that all out, and I really don't feel like editing that. So we're doing voiceover. Alright, so first off, so you might have noticed that these storyboards were extremely accurate. These are actually the most accurate storyboards that I've ever had for an episode, like, and by accurate I mean like to the final product, because for episode 1, this is the reason that I'm not going to be able to do this for episode 1. I really wish I could, but the storyboards for episode 1 are super outdated. Like, they're nothing like the final product. I really wish I could do this for episode 1, but it's nothing like the final episode. So, I'll probably end up doing a video like this for episode 1, like showcasing all the older, the older storyboards, but it won't be formatted like this, because none of the storyboards for episode 1 are voice acted. Like, it would have to be in a totally different format. So anyway, enough about episode 1. So again, you might have noticed that the storyboards were extremely accurate. The only little changes that I made were like, just little wording changes. Sometimes when I go to voice act a scene, some lines just fall off the tongue a little bit better. So, like, I just changed them a little bit just to make it easier to say. And then sometimes voice acting gives me a better chance to, like, get into character a lot more. And so when I get into character and I say these lines, it's like, that character wouldn't, say it like that. So I have to change the wording a little bit. Mainly with beginner, that was one of the biggest things. So, like, there was one part where you might have noticed on the storyboard, when she's, like, running up to the door to to tell them to stop playing the music, she, like, says, it's coming from there, I can't think, and so I added that I can't think because it felt like that was just better in her voice, and so it just sounded better. So yeah, that's just, voice acting gives me a chance to kind of get more into character and be able to add little stuff like that. And then the next thing, so I actually had an older script for this episode, and it was gonna be, instead of like watching Beginner and Pentagram like look for her, I was gonna have when she goes missing, it was going to be from her point of view, and so we were going to, like, the audience was going to get to see where she went, and then we would get to see Beginner and Pentagram looking for her, and that was my older plan, and then I figured that it would be more exciting if, like, where the audience is taken on this journey with Beginner, and it's like, where she went is more of a mystery to the audience as well. I do have, I had a bedroom layout for the like an older concept for the bedroom that we see in this episode, that the cuties and the computer buttons are in, and you're gonna notice the name change at the bottom. Sound, his name is Volume. So I was actually debating on whether I should call him Volume or Sound. I'd kind of been debating this for like literally 2 years. I kind of flip-flop between the two of them a lot, and I couldn't really decide on something. I was gonna have it like, his full name is Volume Sound. I don't know. But eventually I decided on Volume because, so Sound, like, I was really worried that if someone, like, sound is really common, and so if someone, like, said, oh, what's that sound? Sound? Like, it would probably end up being said twice in one sentence, and I really didn't want to do that. And so volume is a much less common word, and so I figured that would be a better play. So, but yeah, when I drew that background, I had not figured that out yet, and so that's why we have the name change. And then, also, you'll notice that there's no bunk bed in the back. It was originally just going to be a bunch of, like, beanbags and pillows and stuff, but when I went to draw that background, I was like, let's not, because I really hate drawing pillows and blankets because they're a pain to shade, and it's basically a blob of
just color, and so the only thing that can give it depth and make it look like what it's supposed to be is shading, and it's a pain to shade because it's like, it's a blob of color. What do you do? Like, there's nothing, there's no other defining features. At least with other objects, they have more structure, so you can tell what they're supposed to be based off of the shape, but pillows and blankets, it has nothing, and so it's I didn't realize that would be such a problem, but then I went to draw this hunk of blankets and was like, this is not gonna work, and so I ended up changing that to a bunk bed in the back, and that worked a lot better. I have one blooper from episode 1.5. I really wish I had more bloopers. I don't really do them as much anymore because it's kind of easier for me to just get the voice acting done, and it's quicker for me. A lot of times I don't do them as much as I used to. I did a lot for episode 1. That's why I had its fully dedicated video, you know? Check that out if you haven't. But so but for episode 1.5, I only had one blooper. Really, I didn't really have anything else, and so I'm just gonna put that here because it can't really be its own dedicated video, sadly. So I'll play it right now. Yeah.
Well, to me, this story sounds like a complete fake. Well, to me, this story. I have a voice character near you. Well, to me, this story. It needs to be, like, calmer. I don't know. My voice has gotten deeper, too, so I'm trying to make it, like, squeaky, and I can't. Well, to me, this story sounds like a complete fake. Maybe I add more voice cracks. Well, to me, this story sounds like a complete fake.
Okay, woo! Yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and yeah, see you in the next one. Bye!